Vivek has always been a little weaselly ass snake. Y'all want to align yourself with these little old snakes because you think it can tarnish us. Everything is all about being weaponized against us, foundational Black Americans.
Peace, family. This is K Messiah. Go ahead and hear what Tariq Nasheed said about Vivek. And I want you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We're building this platform up. And besides, it's free.
You know, he got in good with a lot of the white supremacists by spewing a lot of anti-Black vitriol. That's how he got his weight up in the conservative party, which is what a lot of them do. That's how they gauge their success or their acceptance within some of those far or alt-right circles. They have to denigrate Black society. So he was running around. He was trying to be the new age Dinesh D'Souza. They come over here and start talking about what about Black on Black crime? Black culture is this, and Black people ain't that, and Black people got low IQs, and the same old anti-Black rhetoric that you hear from the white supremacists. So they allow themselves to be used as the brown face for white supremacy. See, their job is to give the white supremacists cover by having these brown-skinned non-FBAs spew all the dirt for them. That's their cover. Now, speaking of that, did y'all see there was a tweet or a video clip of Candace Owens? And she's another mascot for white supremacy. She's their brown face of anti-Blackness. She spews anti-Blackness so that she doesn't, well, the dominant society won't get attacked. But she said something very interesting. There's a clip circulating where she talks about how certain Caribbean artists, like she'll talk about a Sexy Red or something like that because she knows that Sexy Red comes from a foundation of Black American background. But Candace Owens admitted that Caribbean artists like Nicki Minaj and other Caribbean female artists, she really don't talk about them like that because she gives them like a Caribbean pass.
I'll be honest, I have a Caribbean bias. My former producer made it very clear to me that I have a Caribbean bias because she'd pitch me stories or say Rihanna did this, and I'd be like, I'm not gonna say anything bad about Rihanna, or like Nicki Minaj.
This is what she said because Candace Owens identifies as Caribbean. That's where her family is from. She identifies. She said this on. We got this on social media. She's like, I'm Caribbean and proud. I'm like, so she admitted that she has Caribbean bias. She's not going to go in on her fellow Caribbean Black people, quote unquote, like she will us over here, which is what we've been saying. We've been saying this. These people understand lineage and ethnicity and ethnic groups and which group of Black folks to denigrate. They know. They've been on this, family. They've been on this. Now that we're saying, hey, we're going to start doing a little gatekeeping too based on lineage. Everybody wants to cry foul, but this is the game they've been playing. They've been playing this. And the Viveks, they've been playing it too. They've been looking out for their ethnic group. But Vivek, his whole thing was denigrating Black society so he can get cozy with the alt-right. And they've accepted him. And now that the Republicans are in power and Elon Musk is really clicked in with the Trump administration, Vivek and Elon were tweeting some things and Elon was co-signing them. They're bringing in and talking about bringing in a lot of these East Indians. And you got to understand, there's a lot of East Indians getting elevated into certain positions. I think the head of the FBI is one of these East Indian guys, right? I think they just appointed him to the head of the FBI, if I'm not mistaken. So they're starting to appoint a lot of these East Indians in very prominent positions. And then Elon Musk put out a tweet that made a lot of people in the dominant society mad. And his tweet was, he said, the reason that top tech companies are often hiring foreign-born, first-generation engineers over Native Americans, meaning basically whites, isn't because of an innate American IQ deficit, a lazy and wrong explanation. A key part of it comes down to the C word, culture. Tough questions demand tough answers. And if we're really serious about fixing the problem, we have to confront the truth. Our American culture has venerated mediocrity over excellence for way too long. That doesn't start in college, it starts young. A culture that celebrates the prom queen over the math Olympiad champ, over the jock, over the valedictorian, will not produce the best engineers. And he's talking about white culture, by the way. This is him giving an excuse as to why they're not elevating certain white people. This is him justifying why him and his East Indian buddies are getting put in these positions. So white people are feeling a certain way about it. He goes on to say, talking about this culture, yeah, a culture that venerates Corey from Boy Meets World, or Zach and Slater over Screech and Saved by the Bell, or Stefan over Steve Urkel in Family Matters will not produce the best engineers. Fact. I know multiple sets of immigrant parents in the 90s who actively limited how much their kids could watch those TV shows precisely because they promoted mediocrity. And their kids went on to become wildly successful STEM graduates. Most normal American parents look skeptically at those kind of parents. Most normal American kids view such as those kind of kids with scorn. All right, he's going in on white people a little bit here. If you grow up aspiring to normalcy, normalcy is what you will achieve. Now, close your eyes and visualize which family you knew in the 90s who raised their kids according to one model versus the other. Be brutally honest. Normalcy doesn't cut it in a hyper competitive global market for technical talent. And if we pretend like it does, we'll have our asses handed to us by China. All right.
So, family, what do you think about what he just read? I mean, the society we live in, and do we praise the Stefan over the Steve Urkel? Do we praise the athlete over the mathematician or the valedictorian? These are good questions, and I think some good points. But is there a hidden agenda? Is there a hidden agenda in what Vivek is really promoting? Is he really, highlighting these things so he can pretty much fast track his people in through the immigration into America under the guise of being able to fill the void for the technology void, the IT void in America. Let's get to it.
So a lot of people in the dominant society feel a certain way about this. He done got where he needed to be, and he's flipping on them. Does Trump feel a certain way? How does Trump feel about this? Because now the MAGA crowd, they don't like this. They don't like this. The MAGA crowd ain't really liking this. And is there some tension going on with 'cause I know Trump ain't gonna like this. His base is feeling a certain way about this immigrant saying all of this stuff, talking about basically American culture. He's talking about the white Americans, saying that basically they're just too damn lazy to compete. So yeah, they're going to have to bring in those competitive East Indians. That's basically what he's saying. And now the dominant society, they want to cry foul. Now, when he was saying this stuff about black society, y'all were cockeying and kikiing. Y'all were cockeying and kikiing when Vivek was saying this about us. Now he's saying it about all of America to justify bringing his buddies and his family and his lineage and his ethnic group over here to get these high tech jobs. And now people want to cry foul. They feel a certain way. Oh, Vivek got over. You dig? Y'all got hustle. They use your racism against you. Huh? It's very interesting. Yes, Jeff, how are you?
Yes, sir. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. What?
I wanted to respond to the Vivek thing. Um,
Yes.
Real, like, white, as you would call them, white supremacists, they don't really like Vivek because Vivek has always said, like, we need more immigration. And of course, when he means immigration, he's always talking about India.
Yeah.
And he's been that way for a long time. No one's surprised by this, but this is the first time he's really kind of like told us what he really thought, I guess, because Now the elections won, so they can kind of say what they really think. But nobody's
Ah,
surprised by this. And also, Elon has been talking about we need more immigration for the longest time too. He'll like do the thing where he'll kind of be, oh, we need to deport the illegals. Then he'll say, oh, we only need to deport the criminals, but we need to vastly increase the amount of legal immigration we get. Because if you look at who runs Twitter, if you've seen a picture of like Twitter employees, it's probably like 90% East Asians and South Asians. Um, it's really crazy. So he clearly wants to rapidly increase the amount of immigration we get, but he's been saying that for a long time. This doesn't really come as much of a surprise to people that have been paying attention.
so how do you think Trump feels about all of this? Because his base, they're not satisfied. They don't like what's going on with Vivek, the MAGA crowd. So what do you think Trump? How do you think he feels about all of this?
I think Trump is really in the middle. He is a people pleaser and he'll talk to people that, or he'll kind of agree with people who are talking to him right now. And he said mixed things during the campaign. During his first administration, he brought down legal immigration and he tried to pass a bill to cut in about half, and he lowered the amount of refugees we took in. But when he talked to a bunch of Indian entrepreneurs, this time he said he wants to increase the amount of legal immigration we get, even though that's not what he did the first time. But there's people in his administration like Stephen Miller and Tom Homan and others and Steve Bannon who are like very, very, very opposed to legal immigration, pretty much of all sorts. So that's a huge divide, and it's really Trump is kind of playing the middle. I think he'd be surprised at the amount of backlash that this Vivek and Elon thing has gotten over the last day or two. Um,
Yeah.
I think he secretly kind of sympathizes a little bit more with the anti-immigration crowd, but he has to kind of play to the Silicon Valley big money people because he got a lot of their donations this last time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Man. All right. Well, thank you so much for bringing some clarity to that, Jeff. I appreciate you. Let's get Jack in here. Jack.
Well, I think it's the opposite. So Trump actually made a statement on True Social today, talking about his opposition for the H-1B visa program. So I think, if anything, Trump has sort of played Silicon Valley. I think that he told them that they would have a lot more access and control than he actually intended on giving them. And so, he was able to finesse, what was it, $250 million out of Elon Musk. And I
Mm,
think that I'm hoping this will be kind of the breaking point for that relationship because Elon Musk was like a Democrat until yesterday. He's definitely not on our side. And I think that this will give Trump the excuse that he needs to sort of distance himself from Elon. Because Elon, he's kind of overstayed his welcome. It's crazy. Like one of the guy who runs Neuralink, which is one of Elon's companies, he's actually been at Mar-a-Lago interviewing candidates for the State Department, which is insane because this guy has no experience in intelligence. Like, really should not be there. And so I'm hoping that's what it leads to. Trump's always been anti-immigration, so I don't know. I feel confident that he will honor his supporters and not give in to limitless amounts of H-1B visas, which, by the way, are not even like skilled. It's being used to like import Uber drivers.
yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. That's correct. I agree.
Yeah. So we got to. It's got to be America first. It's insane. And
Hey, whole time I think the Pajeets they celebrating a little too early. It was already talks of friction going on before he made this statement. I think he just acting out because Trump really got him and Elon by and I think once Trump get in office, they might already got their walking papers. You got to remember he had to play the game to get elected. You get what I'm saying? He needed every avenue to push against Kamami. So I think we in a good place, and we gonna see once the powers transfer January 20th.
Well, Vivek, he pulled a whammy bammy on the dominant society, boy. He got his foot in the door and just flipped on all of them. Like, yeah, it's about to be an Indian takeover. Oh, yeah, we coming. We getting our lick back from what the white supremacists did to us over in our homeland. Oh, see, that's the thing about getting tokens. So you never know when your token is going to flip. Oh, my goodness. That's the delicate thing about dealing with your tokens. The tokens, oh, sometimes they'll flip. Yeah, buddy. And I love it. I love it. I love it because y'all get these people and y'all elevate them because they spew anti-blackness, and then When you deal with a snake, the danger of sicking a snake on somebody, that snake can turn around and bite your damn hand. That's why you don't really deal with snakes. Yeah? Vivek has always been a little weaselly ass snake. I love when anti-blackness blows up in people's faces. Boy, I love it. I love it. I love it. Boy, they elevated Vivek. They elevated that little old musty weasel as an attack dog against us. And they found out that attack dog ain't loyal. Them hoes ain't loyal. Y'all learning the hard way. Them hoes ain't loyal. We tried to tell you. Chris Brown tried to tell you that. These hoes ain't loyal.
So there you have it. Go ahead and leave it in the comment section. What are your thoughts on Vivek? I mean, Tariq said a mouthful, had some callers give their points. What's your perspective on it? Do you think this just backfired on the MAGA crew? Do you think Trump is going to have him continue through the cabinet once the transition happens on the inauguration date and after? Or do you think this is just politics as usual and it's all theatrics and it's all one big show? What is your take on it? Alrighty. I appreciate your support. K Messiah, over and out.